So you see these banners promising large amounts of earnings potentials from play-to-earn games. But why, when you start playing these games, very seldom do they actually realize into those kinds of figures? That's what we're going to look into in this episode. So for that, you need some basic information regarding blockchain, NFTs, and cryptocurrencies. So I'm not going to spend hours explaining those. For those, there is simplified versions or videos that I'll put the links in the description that you can look at. It's not my videos, but they are worth watching. I will also put some timestamps in the description if you want to skip certain parts of this video, but make sure that you understand that this is not financial advice and that you should always do your own research. Going forward, I want to keep things as simple as possible. So just a reminder that we are looking at this as if you are going to play and earn, not from an investing point of view. So you're not going to look at this as an investor, but as somebody that's going to play the game and what can you earn from playing that game. And if you invested, this might not be applicable to you at all. So you might just skip ahead, look at the timestamps and see if you can skip forward or to a next episode. For those that know the crypto space and know what we're talking about now, the crypto markets influence the play and earn economies, this might be too boring for you, or you might just feel that it's oversimplified. Also use the timestamps to skip ahead. However, the reason I want to focus on this is there's a lot of people that come into Discord channels, then they feel they scam because they see all these adverts or they see these banners promising hundreds of dollars per day or thousands per week, yet they never achieve those values. Or they play, they earn quite good, and then all of a sudden they don't earn as well anymore, and they don't understand why. And I've picked up from this is a lot of people have no idea what the crypto space or the influence of that is onto this play to earn space. So what do you need to know? You're playing this game, but you're not actually earning money. What you are earning is tokens, and those tokens are based on the tokenomics of the game you're playing, and the value of that is determined by the crypto markets, whether it's a bull market or a bear market. And one of the things there is the supply and demand. And as soon as you start talking about the crypto market, then two of the big influence is the Bitcoin and the Ethereum value. And because they influence the whole crypto market so much, they also influence your game token's value, since your game token is basically what we call an altcoin. So when you sell your tokens, it's basically what you need to do is look at your tokens and value them against the Bitcoin or Ethereum opposed to the dollar value. So a lot of people will go and they'll say, okay, yes, it's worth $10 now, but they sell, or they just don't go into detail, but it went down in dollars, but the value in BTC went up. And that's quite important. The reason for that is, if you're a believer in BTC or Bitcoin or Ethereum, the markets fluctuate up and down constantly. Therefore, if the markets are down or in a bear market, it's not worth selling or comparing it to dollar prices when it's actually went up in BTC value. if it went up in Bitcoin value, it might be worth holding on to those tokens rather than just selling them and waiting for the markets to turn around and go into a bull market again. So that is just the basic of it. When it's in a bull market, basically the markets are high, strong, prices are good. Even weak projects may look good, which is a big concern for most people. And that's why when a lot of people go into these play-to-earn aspect games, they don't see the weaknesses in it. It's just, oh, everything looks good, there's good earnings, and they play it. And then they start paying large amounts of money to continue playing for NFTs and so forth. And as soon as it turns to a bear market, then the losses are extremely high. Even though normally it is high, but that just takes it way over the top, and many projects actually then go under. So in the bear market, basically it flushes all the weaker projects out quite quickly, but even good projects can go under. So it's always good to stay informed and do your research and look at your tokens, whether or not it's worth accumulating, holding on to them, or sell those tokens. And that's why it goes back to value your token against Bitcoin. If it keeps its value fairly good against Bitcoin, then you know it's worth holding on or accumulating this coin, opposed to getting rid of it, maybe cutting your ties or losses before you lose everything. That's why also do your own research is quite important. Another thing that hits a lot of people is things change. They don't realize once that a game developer is out there, the tokenomics is there, it's not always set in stone. We would like it to be, if there's white papers and there's things put in place for you to, or sort of laws by where they can't just change the tokenomics and stuff, then that always helps to make sure that things stay fairly constant. But technology changes and things change. And especially in a bear market where projects start to go into a little bit of a stressful time. They're starting to panic, and then they don't know how to fix or keep their coins sustainable and the earnings sustainable. That's an example. Townstar, the play to earn. In this bear market, although the whole Gala economy or outlook apparently was set up for a bear market to endure that, in the bear market they had to actually stop the earnings from that to make sure that in the future they can fix and adjust those tokenomics to make sure that there is some more play to earn earnings in that ecosystem in the future. Now, a lot of people were upset, don't agree how they did it or why they did it, but in the essence there's nothing you can do. They change that, they modify that, and hopefully it's for the better. Another big thing is, if possible at all, it would be better for you to get into a ecosystem rather than a single standalone game. And the reason for that is having a complete ecosystem makes it better for you and get better support towards a single game, or if a game in that ecosystem is starting to go under, it's a lot easier for you to swap out those tokens or convert them to your ecosystem's gaming token and maybe invest into another game. So what I want to do now is look at a game as an example for you, just to have a look at quickly. As an example, we will look at Axie Infinity. Again, Just to clarify, this video is not sponsored, not even by Axie Infinity. The tokenomics consists of two tokens, the Axie Infinity token, the AXS, and the Smooth Love Potion. The basic concept is quite simple. You get your team of Axies, 3 Axies, and go battle other players. And by doing that, you would earn SLP, and the SLP can then be exchanged, swapped, or you can buy any new Axies, breed Axies, or if you just want to convert it to ETH through the Ronin chain, you could do that, and then at the end get US dollars for that. So remember earlier I mentioned where you're not playing or you're not earning money, you're earning tokens, and this is what I mean. You would battle to earn SLP tokens. These tokens value is determined how much money you are earning. So if we start looking at the value of these tokens and what is the value that it brings into your pocket money wise. If we look at CoinmarketCap and we look at the tokenomics of this, so Axie Infinity token has a total supply of 270 million and a max supply of 270 million, whereas SLP has got infinite amounts of supply. This is quite important to understand, because with infinite supply you can run into a situation where that token becomes basically worthless if it's not burned. There's various ways that the developers can implement to try and burn tokens and to try and keep the value of these tokens more valuable. But we're not going to go into methods of doing that at this stage. What I want to look at is how the tokenomics then, or the value of the token at the current market prices, influence the value of what you're actually getting. So on Axie Infinity, if you were to have everything you needed, a full team, and you had more than 10 Axies, you could actually play for 6 hours a day at minimum, and then that would give you about 840 SLP. So what is the value, or what was you able to earn then with that 840 SLP? If everything went right and you do everything perfectly, you would be earning 840 SLP per day. If you were to look at the all-time high, which is the Axie Infinity token, is $164. The SLP is 40 cents. That means you would need 412 SLP to buy one Axie Infinity token. That in essence means that your 840 SLP tokens that you won will earn you $335. And that would take you more or less half a day. So you could do it in 5 or 6 hours, I think more in the line of 6 hours, because of the generation or energy regeneration. If we were to compare that to the current state at the time of this video, the price of a Axie Infinity token is $13. The value of a SLP is less than 1 cent. In fact, it is 0.004 cent at this time of the video, which means you would need 3,362 SLP tokens to win one or buy one Axie Infinity token. That means you would then earn with that 3,362 SLP, you would be able to earn that $13, which means in actually the 840 tokens you win per day only gives you $3.45, which in turn means you have to play for 4 days and win 4 days before you could buy one Axie Infinity token. And this is what I'm trying to bring over to you, is that the value of the markets or the tokens at the current state of markets is always different. So you see, the guy can make a video, or an advert can be at any time. The earning potential of Axie Infinity was $300+ per day. However, you come along and now you play, and then you note, oh well, I'm only earning $3 per day, and this is why this happens. You need to educate yourself and make sure you understand the value of the tokenomics of the game you are playing. Let's look at another example here. So we'll look at Pegaxy. With Pegaxy, you would need to raise your horses or Pegas, and then earn FIS tokens, which you can then convert to PGX tokens. Once again, here you will note the total supply and max supply is 1 billion tokens on PGX, as to Axie Infinity's 270,000. That clearly shows in the all-time high price, where that volume makes a price difference quite big, apart from the strength of the project. So at the all-time high, you would need one Pegaxy would be $1.05, and a FIS token would be 26 cents, meaning 4 FIS tokens would earn you 1 PGX token, which was worth, if you were to win 70 tokens a day, $18 a day. At the current state, you will note that the PGX token was less than a cent, and FIS tokens was way less than a cent, which meant you needed to earn 280 tokens for you to actually win or be able to buy 1 PGX token. And that would give you earning, if you only earned 70 tokens, you would need only win less than a cent. The advantage of PGX is you weren't so much restricted of how much you could earn per day. The thing that basically kept you back is the amount of horses you have and the time there is per day. So if you had lots of horses, or you rented lots of horses, it would be possible to earn a lot more per day, based on the energy as per horse. So your energy is not like Axie Infinity, where it's your account, but it's more per horse. So that gives you an idea what your earnings would have been with Pegaxy. Up to now, we've been looking at the basically playing the game and then earning tokens through playing the game. There is other options that you can utilize, like scholarships, basically invest in Axies or Pegas in the games that we talked about now, and then renting those out to scholars or other people. So in the example, we'll look at my Pegaxy account, and you will note that I've got 2 Pegas that I'm renting out. And the way that works is, if you were to rent them out, you could say, okay, well, the player gives you X percentage of the value. You'll see here you earn 55%, and this horse or this Pega and this one you earn 20%. Then you don't actually play the game, you just buy the Pega or the Axie or whatever and rent them out to other people. You could then basically, in this case, you could earn profit share, basically, where you get a percentage of the winnings, or you can just ask a flat out PGX fee. So this is almost like being an investor in the game without playing the game itself. So it's another aspect of playing this game. But once again, you need to look at the tokenomics and figure out what is best for you. If you were to look at this, remember that the tokenomics of Pegaxy at this stage is it is better to rent out and get PGX opposed to getting FIS tokens and trying to convert them to PGX. Your conversion and the amount you need is way too much, in my opinion. So do your calculations in this regard and then take it from there. Now I just want to show you some interesting information in regards to Axie Infinity. So if you were to buy or invest or buy Axie Infinity NFTs in January, the average sale price of an NFT was $97. If you were to buy this same NFTs, or more or less, the average sale price is $10, which is a drop of 89%. This shows you how much influence or how much of a difference the markets make. So make sure that you understand or know in what cycle the markets are. If it's in a bear market, you know you can expect lower prices. And if it's in a bull market, you don't want to buy at all-time highs. Buying at all-time highs is extremely risky. Furthermore, I also want to show you that if you were to look at the most expensive Axie ever sold, was sold for $819,000 or 369 ETH. This was done in 2021, and yeah, that is a lot of money. And at the markets as it's now, this value will not be recovered pretty soon. Next, I want to also show you, familiarize yourselves with the marketplaces, CoinmarketCap and CoinGecko. And from here you can actually get all the information you need. So let's just refresh this page, make sure we get the latest information. As you can see, now you can get the tokenomics, all the information required for you to study and make informed decisions. And then also here you could see the value in USD, and you could actually see the value against BTC. And this is what I also mentioned earlier regarding value your token against BTC. As you can see, if we were to take away the US dollar, you would see the token became a lot stronger against BTC here. And this for me normally is an indication that if the bull market comes, your tokens or your Axies or your whatever will become a lot stronger, and it is worth holding on to them. If you were to have it the opposite way, this can be quite concerning, let's put it that way. You don't want your token to lose masses of amounts of value against BTC, because then it shows you that the project is quite weak. So we looked at Axie Infinity, and as you can see, in my opinion, yes, the US dollar has maybe gone down significantly, but you could see the value of the BTC has increased, so which is not too bad at all. So this is only one day, but it just gives you the general idea. So you could do this and look over, let's say, a 1 year period. So in a 1 year period, you could see a different story though. It is going down against BTC. We don't like that at all. That's just to give you an idea of how to look at it in a broad spectrum. This is not about learning you how to recharge. It's just to give you an idea what to look for on a quick basis. I hope that makes sense. But like I said, familiarize yourself with CoinmarketCap and CoinGecko. You will definitely need to know these two sites, and let's have a look at PGX here. So yeah, you can do P2E and Ethereum. Once again, look over a broader spectrum of days and you can see whether or not it's worth investing into this project. I hope this gives you a little bit of insight on what to look for with tokenomics, and I hope it helps you basically understand what to look for. So in conclusion, I want you to make sure that recognize a bear and bull market. Know when there's all-time highs, when there's an all-time low, where you are currently at in the market. If it's an all-time high, be cautious of buying. You don't want to buy at all-time highs and risk the markets going down. All-time lows might be investing into a game, buying NFT'S or whatever. However, make sure that the project or the game is a good project and that there is value to the project and there's utility, and that the game will be playable, because one of the most important aspects of the game is to play the game. So make sure, and then yeah, I hope that gives you a basic understanding of what to look for with tokenomics. See you in the next episode, and like and subscribe.